Well, a majority of Canadians view their home as an investment, but amid recent price declines, a new survey by Leger for RATESDOTCA and BNN Bloomberg shows that some Canadians are changing their view. For more on this, let's bring in John Shmuel. He's managing editor at RATESDOTCA. John, thanks so much for coming in.
Great to be here.
So tell us first about sort of the perceptions around home ownership. There is quite a high perception in terms of it being a major investment.
Yeah, so we surveyed 984 Canadians, and we found 60% of those view their home as being some part of their investment portfolio, right? So for 30 years, home prices have been going up, mostly for the most case in Canada. And if you approached your investments with your home being a big part of it, you've done quite well, right? So a lot of people have either grown up seeing equity in their home rise and reinforcing that perception that the home is a great investment in Canada. And then, of course, young people, many who, if their parents grew up here, also probably had that instilled in them, right? Buy a home because it's a good investment. Home prices tend to go up.
And it is such a big purchase that people are making, putting a lot of money into houses these days in particular. So, it is interesting because we have talked to people who say, in order to get house prices back to an affordable level, people need to stop thinking about them as an investment. So people aren't thinking, I'm going to get these huge returns. And that's the point of housing. And it does seem like there might be a bit of a shift in thinking happening, not necessarily because they want house prices to be affordable for everybody. We don't know the intention behind it, of course, but there is a bit of a shift in thinking happening.
Yeah, we're seeing in this survey, of course, the backdrop is that home prices in most of Canada have been declining, especially here in Toronto and the Greater Toronto area, right? We have some pockets of strength like Calgary, but for the most part, the story has been interest rates have gone up, mortgage rates have gone up, home payments have gone up, and so prices have been going down as fewer and fewer Canadians can afford to buy. So our survey found that 23% said that the recent decline in home prices has weakened their perception of a home as a good investment. Doesn't mean they don't still see it as a good investment, but they're a little more uncertain. 11% say they no longer view it as a good investment. So that's quite a large chunk of Canadian homeowners that say, not a good investment, maybe a place I live, but not a place to grow my money.
Yeah, it is interesting, too, for the people who have been banking on it. If that's somebody that's nearing retirement, that could be pretty stressful if they think that the value of their home is not something that they're going to be able to rely upon in those golden or so-called golden years. How does the sort of demographic divide shape up when it comes to perception around this?
Yeah, that was the most interesting part of our findings. So the ones that tend to question whether the home is a good investment, they tend to be younger. That is the under 35 cohort. In fact, those over 35 say that this recent decline in home prices has actually strengthened. So 40% of that group, just over 40% of that group, view the recent decline in prices as strengthening their belief that the home is a good long-term investment. So this has not shaken their conviction whatsoever, which is very interesting. And I mean, it tracks, it makes sense because really that group, the older group, has watched their home prices go up over time. They have been less shaken by this decline in prices. It's really those young people, many who bought in the past 3 years during the pandemic when rates went low, home prices started to go up really quickly. They probably bought high. They're probably really worried about their renewals. If they have fixed rate mortgages, they're going to come due in 2025, 2026. Their payments will be higher. The value of their home has gone down. That group's the one that's really suffering and worried and anxious right now.
And it was just homeowners that were part of this survey. It wasn't, people who don't own a home, what they think of in
That's
terms
correct.
of, yeah, okay, that's interesting.